Okay, let's rock and roll with this scope. Hello, my name is Vernon. Whoa, hold on a second. Oh no. Hey, is it Michael? Michael, how are you? I just realized something. I wanted to delete my, hey man, I wanted to delete my previous, broadcast, which was just, serious floppage. Um, but anyway, if anyone's watching that, then they'll just get bored and switch off and maybe come onto this scope right now. Anyway, um, no, I'm not going to keep it there. If you watch it, you'll understand why I'm not keeping it, and I appreciate the hearts. Anyway, I'm going to create a small little goal for this particular scope. I would like to have at least 4 people, even if it goes to 4 and then drops straight back down to 1 to 0, before I go into sharing my story. And it's my story, it's a story, it's not the story. Oh, respect. Oh, man. Big respect to you, man, for that, because you got big following, and you got a lot of love, and you deserve it as well. I feel like I could do a scope just giving you a little shout out, really. No, I appreciate that a lot. There you are. Look, I hit 4. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Michael, man. Yeah, you're a star. Anyway, let's rock and roll. Let's get into this. Let's get into the story. And wherever people join in this story, Georgie Cook. I remember you, lad. Long time. Hey, oh my goodness. What do you mean Twitter has stopped? Why am I getting a notification that Twitter has unfortunately stopped? Anyway, I'm going to share my story. My name is Vernon. I'm a creativity coach, and I help people to reconnect with their creative passions and find more love and meaning and honesty in their lives. And it's fun work that I do. Life is cool. Everything is just as it is, man, and it's great, and I'm happy and grateful to be on this Skype. And I especially wanted to do this Skype because I was just feeling, my belly was feeling terrible, and it was like, oh no, I better not do a Skype. But I just got this thing that rings in my head where it says, right, if you're not going to do something, then go and do it. And it's that feeling that we have to fight a lot in our lives if we're going to move to the place that we want to be. It's very easy to sink into a place of just not doing stuff, delaying, procrastinating, pausing unnecessarily. Respect to the hearts. I think they're Michael hearts. That's all good. I'm gonna speed through my story because I'm sitting in the corner on the floor in my room, and my wife's just come in. Quite late. I think she's been to the gym. And she wants to come in the room, but I don't allow her to come in if I'm scoping. So how quickly can I tell my story? There'll be something in there. Hopefully there'll be something in there which is at least of a little bit of interest to you. So pretty traditional upbringing, really. Raised in northwest London, Wembley stroke Harrow. At the age of 7, we immigrated to the States, actually. So I lived in New York for a year. My family didn't settle, and we came back. And so picked up a bit of an American accent, came back, and became a Brit again, and embraced all that life. Went to a Catholic school. My parents were quite keen on Catholic schools, even though they're not particularly religious. I'm not religious. Never really felt religious, but always enjoyed going to church and stuff like that. They, for whatever reason, they thought that was a better education, better whatever, Catholic schools and whatnot. Really enjoyed sports. Enjoyed school, actually liked being at school. Never really had any big issues or challenges. Here's a little point in the middle of this story. You don't have to have these major dramatic, challenges to have a story. This is my story. There have been things and occurrences and real messy stuff. There's been some stuff in there, but it's not a necessity for you to have, for there to be some power and some strength in those messages. So, yeah, after school, just felt completely normal to go to university. Didn't even question it really. I guess that was just the path that I was on. And I remember at the age of 17 sitting down with a friend of mine called Joe Pinkham, and he was flicking through a prospectus, and he said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And he pointed at philosophy. And I was like, and I read it, and it was talking about life questions and what is the meaning of this, that, and whatever. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna study. That's the thing, because it just seemed like, are you kidding me? You're gonna give me a degree for studying cool stuff like the meaning of life and, gosh, where do I start? You know, existence and all of that type of stuff. Yeah. I was sold. Disastrous A levels. But luckily, a teacher called Mr. Lewis told me, just get in, man. You've got enough points. You can go to some university. Ended up going to a university that had actually ended up had a very good philosophy department. Went to University of Hertfordshire. Anyway, went through that whole thing. Drank a lot, partied a lot, studied very little. Stayed in halls. Actually took a year out between my second year and third year. Found a really cool job in sales. Bang! Whoa! How did I end up doing that? Those weird turning points in life where a summer job and someone said, "Yeah, come and do this." That's what I did. Earning ton of money, which is why I never went back to finish my third year. Straight after the second year, took a year out to just earn some money, spent it all, lived the life, really enjoyed, being a 20-year-old, 21-year-old. Yeah, enjoyed it. I was smoking back then as well, smoking the naughty stuff. Loved it, didn't question it. Just enjoying life, really, just being young, carefree. But I always knew I was going to go back and finish my degree, so I went back. My parents didn't think I was going to go back, and they kicked me out of the house. Went back, finished the degree, exited that, and then went straight back into the world of sales, which I just loved and enjoyed. Always felt free, never had any pressure from bosses, could control my own income, all of that type of stuff. But I knew that there was something else that I wanted to do, and knew that it wasn't me as such. But fortunately for me, I was started to explore the whole world of personal development and just learning and growing and changing and believing and becoming myself, and realizing that there were things that I could do beyond the path that I was on, really. And there were a couple of turning points. One of the turning points was a big decision I made, and this will be a whole separate scope. It was a decision that I made to just become a different person. I was just doing a little bit of floating in life, especially when it came to relationships, and I wasn't treating relationships with women and people around me in the right way. Even though I thought I was quite mature, even though I thought I treated people the right way, even though I thought I was a good person, I wasn't necessarily being who I really could be in order to attract the right person. And I made a big bold decision, and within 2 weeks I met my now wife. So that was a big turning point in my life. The other thing as well is I started to tune into myself a bit more, started to slow down, discovered an amazing yoga meditation class, and I really started to tune into who I was and what were the things that were important to me. And I've always, there's been a very kind of strong feminine element to me. I've always been interested in just exploring the mind, being present, being around conscious people, being around just people that are into the kind of helping industry, so therapies, and people who are into wellness, people who are into yeah. There's a T in there somewhere. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Um, hey, maybe that was wrong to block. I just block. Yeah, I'm block happy. It's all good. Um, and yeah, just becoming me, enjoying it, being completely comfortable with who I am, being comfortable with yeah. And then started to do a lot more things like voluntary work, which I never thought was me, never thought that was something part of me. And different projects, different ideas. One of them was about creativity. I wanted to help people to act on their creative urges. And then later on, somebody told me, well, that could be like a coaching type thing, which is where I came to today, where I decided to leave the whole kind of working for somebody else thing and do my own thing and work with people one to one and, powerful, meaningful work. And it's what I now enjoy and what I do. I've probably missed out tons of my story, but that's pretty much the heart of it. So I love connecting with people. I love deep and meaningful work. And I also love to create success. I like to connect with like-minded people. I like to live a full life. Love to live an adventurous life. I love to explore my curiosity. All this cool stuff, all this good stuff. Anyway, that's my story. That is my short version of my story. I hope you enjoy it. By all means, come over to Twitter at casualartist, or come over to my website, thecasualartist.co.uk. Or drop me an email, Vernon at thecasualartist.co.uk. This is me. This is my life. Bye bye. What? Didn't know you could zoom. Wow, that's amazing. Who knew you could zoom on what do you call it? Whatever. Oh dear, I'm sorry if you're watching this on the replay and nothing, it's still